And I'm gonna grab this top one and just tear it open and show you what it looks like on the inside. Yeah, look at that. It's super soft and pliable. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make a super easy 2-ingredient flatbread. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 1 cup of sour cream, or if you don't have sour cream, you can use plain like Greek yogurt. And then I have 2 cups. This is 2 cups of self-rising flour. And then I'm not gonna just dump this all in here. I'm gonna do about 1/3 of it at a time. And with a wooden spoon, I'm just gonna start mixing this flour in with that sour cream. Okay, and then at this point it should be very sticky. We'll add in a little bit more flour until you have about 1/2 cup of it left over. Okay, just keep stirring and mixing. And then at this point, what you're gonna do, let's just pour everything out. All that extra dough and flour. We'll just pour it out onto this table or countertop, whatever you wanna use. And then we're just gonna bring it all together and then just push it down and fold and push and turn. So we're just gonna knead that extra flour in there. So as it gets stickier, we'll just dust the top and bottom with flour. Okay, until it's nice and soft and no longer sticky, wound up kneading it for about 2 minutes or so. And then I'm just going to kind of go around it underneath with my palms and just push it down so it's like that. And now I want to cover this with like a damp cloth or just like a damp paper towel, and that's gonna help it to not dry out. And we just let the dough rest for 15 to 20 minutes. Once the dough has rested, I will remove this. And now what we can do is we can divide it into equal parts. Now you can make 8 smaller ones, or you can do 6 medium-sized ones if you want, totally up to you. I like to do them on the smaller side. Just depends on what you want to use them for. And I'm just gonna put some of the extra flour on top. And then I'm just gonna go in half with my dough cutter here. And then in half again. And then in half again. So I'm gonna make 8 small ones. And now what you'll do is you'll just take one of these pieces and we can just kind of roll it, or you can just go in your hands like this. Okay, so let's roll these up. Okay, and then just take a rolling pin and just put some flour on it, and then we want to just roll this out into a circle, or whatever shape you want to do it. And you'll roll them about 1/4 of an inch thick, 1/8 of an inch thick, somewhere around there. And once you have them all rolled out, let's take them over to the stove top. And I heated up my cast iron skillet, and I'm just gonna put it right down there in the middle. And you can do several at a time. I'm just gonna do one for this demonstration right now. And it's only gonna take 30 seconds to about a minute per side. I have the heat set to medium, and then once the cast iron skillet gets to temperature, you can turn the heat down a little bit because it's gonna maintain its temperature pretty well. That's one of the beauties of cast iron. I'm gonna give this a check. I'm just gonna take some tongs. Look at that, perfect. That's exactly what you want it to look like. Again, after about 30 seconds, I'll test it, and you'll notice that it will rise up a little bit as well. That's the baking powder going to work. Yep. See that side? Looks great. So I'm gonna put that on another plate. All right, I will go ahead and check these. And if you're brave, you can just flip them with your fingers as well. A lot of times people will just kind of grab it like that and just flip it. That one's not quite done. That one can probably use a little bit more as well. So you can just grab it with your fingers, just don't touch, just don't touch the pan because it's hot. All right. the 2-ingredient flatbread is done, and I have them piled up here on this plate. And I'm gonna grab this top one and just tear it open and show you what it looks like on the inside. Yeah, look at that. It's super soft and pliable. Take care. Time for me to dive into this. Oh yeah, I also just like eating this stuff plain. So good.